Greetings, YouTube. The doctor is in. Dr. Urios Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Marvel Contest of Champions. And today, we're going to rank up and ascend our 6-star Awakened. And I believe that he is a SIG 200 Absorbing Man. He is a SIG 200 Absorbing Man. So we're going to rank him up. We're going to look at his kit. And then we're going to take him into Realm of Legends against the Realm of Legends Winter Soldier, and we're going to see what his index is, his Winter Soldier index. That is, how fast can he take him down, and how many hits can he take him down with. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I've got another video out. All right. I have some rank up gems that we got, and we're going to use those. Nope. There we go. Okay. We've got some 4 to 5 rank up gems. We're going to use them because it's just easier. I got those out of the Valentine's Day stuff, so it is what it is. Let's get him up to level 65, and then we're going to ascend him. And I've got tons of ISO just sitting ready to go away in like 40 minutes. So we want to use all of it. We don't want this ISO going to waste at all. Lots and lots of ISO, and it's all going to go to waste. And probably what I'm going to end up doing with some of this leftover ISO is we will end up selling it so we can get more gold. We're at 133 million gold. I really am not at any deficit for gold whatsoever at all. This really didn't cost a whole lot. It's going to be about 2 mil. There he is. And now we're going to ascend him. We can ascend 2 champions right now. He's going to be one of them. I was thinking about doing Angela, but we will eventually be able to get Angela after we get the Tier 2 Primordial Dust out of a couple events in this month. We're saving 200 for Onslaught, but I'm holding it back until Onslaught is essentially out of the balancing program, because he's still in the balancing program. We just got the word that Werewolf by Night and Morbius won't be changed, but Onslaught is still in that. Okay, let's look at his kit. And we're also going to look at his kit in Aunt May, just to see some of his synergies and things like that. So we want to, the first thing we're going to look at is his molecular duplication. So it grants him 20% crit resistance and immunity to armor break and armor shatter debuffs. And that's really important. So if you're going up against some cosmics that do armor breaks or armor shatters like a Medusa or a Null, then those will not work. But it reduces his crit penetration by 20% flat. Absorbing Man is no stranger to brawl. He reduces the duration of his opponent's indestructibles, immortals, so that's Hercules. Unstoppables, that is going to be things like Rhino or Juggernaut, and unblockables as well, Rhino or Juggernaut. And essentially, Rhino every once in a while gets an unblockable, but he's good against anybody that gets unstoppables or unblockables, or any of the nodes that drop unstoppables and unblockables. Absorbing, okay, so he's got these Omni forms, and he starts each fight in Black Uru. So he can only have one form at a time, and the form changes cannot fail due to ability accuracy. So starts with the Black Uru, but we have a pre-fight, so we can change whenever we want. Being struck by a heavy while recovering from a special attack deactivates the current form. So that's an important thing if you're trying to do Winter of Woe right now against Absorbing Man. If he throws a heavy and you hit him, he drops out of his form, which is deactivated for 20 seconds, which is a long time. So whenever and most of his stuff is in his kit triggers off of his forms. So whenever a buff ends on the opponent, or Absorbing Man is immune to a debuff, remember he is immune to armor breaks and armor shatters. So armor break is the big one. So whenever he's immune to it or a buff ends on an opponent, the current form is paused for 3 seconds. It's not a long time, but it can add up. Interrupting a opponent's basic attack with a light attack causes the current form to pause for 6 seconds and inflicts a potency vulnerability for 15 seconds. So interrupting a basic attack, so that's mediums, lights, and heavies. If they throw any one of those and you hit them with a light, it'll give you a pause. And this is a different style of playing with this character. You have to be very conscious of that because you do want this to be paused as much as you can because of the next thing, which is the refined forms. So if Absorbing Man would enter a form that is already active, so let's say we're Black Uru, and we enter Black Uru again by popping off our special 1, then we get the refined form. And it refreshes the duration and grants additional benefits. So personal bursts of damage benefit from 300% of Absorbing Man's critical damage multiplier when he lands a critical hit. Special attacks are unblockable, and blocking a hit reduces the opponent's ability power rate by 70. So if he blocks, they're not really gaining any power whenever they hit him. And then that power is transferred to Absorbing Man. So you do kind of want to turtle up a little bit. So morph charges, whenever Absorbing Man refreshes or changes a form, he gains morph charges. So again, if we are in Black Uru form, we use our special 1 and we then refine. We also get morph charges equal to the remaining percentage of his previous form's base duration. Max 600. Whenever Absorbing Man is immune to an armor break or armor shatter, he gains 90 morph charges. So anytime they put an armor break on, we get morph charges. If we perform a medium, light, medium with at least 150 morph charges, or we activate a special attack at max charges, which is 600, consumes all charges to refine the current form and inflict through 1 30-second vulnerability passive with a 2,250 potency, and he also is going to get a regen, as we're going to see in his awakened ability. So you want, once you got 150 of these morph charges and you want to kind of watch the morph charges, then you do a medium, light, medium, and you get this benefit. Okay, so for heavy attacks, this attack gains a 1840 crit if the opponent is stunned as the first land hits. So you want to parry them and then heavy them. This attack instead gains a 20,250 crit rating if the opponent is not stunned as the first hit lands. That's really hard to do, but you can heavy into when they're recovering from their heavy. So if they throw a heavy and you've got the spacing correct, you can throw your heavy and you do a bunch of damage. Activating a special attack after the first hit lands applies this bonus crit rating to the entire special and grants 30 morph charges. So basically, they're going to throw a special after you throw the first hit of the heavy. So you parry, you throw the first hit of the heavy, and then you go right into a special. You get some morph charges. So special 1, on activation, you enter Black Uru form, but if you're already in Black Uru form and you do this, you get refined. You gain immunity to all bleed and shock effects. That's in Black Uru form. And a 9,000 physical resistance. All attacks deal a burst of 967 physical damage. And note up here that if we're in our refined form, personal burst damages benefit from 300% of Absorbing Man's crit damage multiplier. So that amount of damage goes way up. And then Absorbing Man can perform critical hits and trigger personal bursts of damage through the opponent's block. All right. Special attack 2. On activation, enter Magma charge, and that he gains immunity to all incinerates, cold snaps, and frostbite. So he's good against Iceman if he's in his magma form, which you can choose at the beginning of the fight. And a 9,000 energy resistance. Attacks deal energy damage instead of physical damage, as well as a burst of 967 damage. And then in the refined form, contact with the opponent. That's if you hit them or they hit you. Inflicts an incinerate passive, dealing 1693 damage over 1 second. Now, this one's hard to do. You can start out in Magma. You have to make sure that you pause it a lot, and then once you get to a special 2, you launch it. This form does a lot of damage. It doesn't necessarily have all the utility that the Black Uru form has, because the Black Uru form is the bleed and shock, and that's really good in some of the nodes, say in Alliance War. So special 3, gain an indefinite cruelty passive, increasing critical damage rating by 118. If refined is already active, gain a second cruelty, and that goes up to 5. That is very rarely going to happen. Activate the most recent form in its refined state. So if you're in Black Uru, it's going to go into Black Uru in its refined state. Pause it for 15 seconds. While this pause is active, Absorbing Man gains a 9,000 critical rating, this is very hard to do because you're usually not going to be in one of your refined states or one of your morph states. It's hard to keep them going all the way up to a special 3. Now let's look at his awakened ability. So at level 200, his Omniforms last 40% longer, which really helps to keep things going. You really need to have that. When Absorbing Man consumes morph charges, he gains a non-stacking regeneration passive. So if we do the medium, light, medium at 150 morph charges or more, which is when he can consume them, we get a regen. Healing 30% of his missing health. So the more health he's missing, the more regen he gets over 12 seconds. As a defender, this effect also triggers whenever Absorbing Man enters or refreshes any form, which means that he is an awesome defender because he gets a really, really, really nasty regen. Personal regen effects pause for 3 seconds when Absorbing Man is struck by true damage. That usually happens with things like Cosmic Ghost Rider or Hercules, and are removed when the form is deactivated. So he really needs to be awakened, and he needs to be max sig to get all that. All right, let's look at his synergies, and while we're doing that, we're going to build our team for the Winter Soldier. So let me, while we're looking at that, I'm going to go into Realm of Legends. And let's get him on the team first, and then we'll build the team around him. Okay. So, we've got enemies. Crit rating, that's not bad because he gets a lot of bonuses to his crit rating. We've got Rogue. Reduce the duration of non-damaging debuffs other than stuns by 50%. That's not bad. We've got Rogue's Romance. Medium and heavy attacks gain a crit rating. We want Titania on the team because of that. So let's get her on the team. She is very low PI. And we have a 7-star of her, so we're going to bring that in. We definitely want that one. We've got Daredevil, Hell's Kitchen. While at or below a 15 common meter, gain a 10,000 block proficiency when we don't care about that. And while above, gain, maybe we might take that one, maybe. The Green Door, gain immunity to all poison effects, and Omnimorph form lasts for 3 seconds longer. We absolutely want that, so we're going to bring in A-Bomb. The Worthy, which is Thor. The second medium attack inflicts an armor break debuff, reducing... Okay, we want that, so let's bring in Thor. Where's my Thor? There he is. Okay. Fear itself. 20% attack rating and fighting class advantage. We don't care about that. And then Chilith. Attack rating. So I think we want... We already brought in Thor. I think we're going to bring in Hulk. I think we'll bring in Hulk. Just for a little bit of attack. All right. And let's switch screens now. And here is our team right here. So he is a 33,110. He's going to get a bunch of crit. So we've got the medium and heavy attacks gain crit. We've got the second medium gives an armor up. We've got immunity to poison and omniforms last for 3 seconds longer, which is awesome. And then we've got some extra crit. So let's hit the save. And let's do it. And I'm going to stay in Black Uru form. So I can, and I'll show you how that works. So you can go up here. And you can tap on him, and it'll ask you if you want to be in Black Uru form or Magma form. You automatically start in Black Uru form, so you don't even need to choose it. But if you choose to go to Magma form, you can, and I think we'll do a fight with that too. So we're going to stay with Black Uru form. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. And I didn't get it. See there how hard that is? Boom, boom. There we go. Okay. And we're refined. Boom, 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 boom. We want to get this before we want to keep this refined. Boom, 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 boom. All right, there we go. And all right, now we're at 150, so we're going to go 1, 2, and then there's our regen. And then boom, 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 boom. Look at all that damage we're doing. Boom, boom, and boom. And he's done. Okay. How fast, and that was pretty fast, and how many hits? 49 hits in a minute and 3 seconds. So that was a lot of burst damage. Physical burst damage, 56% was his was the damage that was done to him. Let's take him in and let's go to Magma form now. And let's take a look at Mag. So we're going to start out at Magma form. And we might be able to get to a special 2. All right, we got it refined. Here we go. Nice. Nice. All right, we want to keep this refined. Oh, and she's gone. Look at that. Look at that. All right, that was very fast. So how fast did we do that? That was 48 seconds, 48 hits, and 43% was from energy burst, and 16% was from incinerate. So he is just great. And again, if there's an unstoppable or unblockable, that's going to get reduced by 90%. No armor breaks. You can get him to regen. He's got all kinds of great stuff. All right. That is what I have for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.